On the first episode of Melty Balance, we looked at the Count of Monte Cristo, a character that has every tool you could ever want, but despite that is considered underwhelming due to a number of factors. Ciel, like the Count of Monte Cristo, has all the tools you could ever want, but unlike the Count of Monte Cristo, Ciel is considered to be much stronger. Today on Melty Balance, we're going to take a look at everyone's favorite senpai, Ciel. Ciel is a character who has a lot of history. She's been in Melty since day one and is the first time I've ever gotten a chance to talk about an OG character on this series. Because of this, Ciel's tools are simple to understand and very strong. Though, OG or not, she still has to deal with Type Lumina's system mechanics just like everyone else. Mainly, shield and moon drive, so you can't just take your old Ciel strategies and expect them to work one-to-one in Lumina. But enough about the past, let's talk about the future. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting with Ciel's normals, she's got some real standouts. 5B looks like a low, but isn't. Instead, it's a fast option that's good to use against low shield. 5C is Ciel's go-to poke with its great disjointed hitbox, and its blowback edge version is unreactable at 18 frames. Unlike 5B, which just causes shield to fail, 5C blowback edge results in a fatal counter leading to a full combo and big damage. It's a cornerstone to Ciel's pressure and frame trap game. 2B is a rare, dedicated anti-air button. It has low profile on startup and hits up pretty high, but has a really long duration at 35 frames and has to be timed incredibly precisely or you risk getting whiff punished. When used wisely, this normal is great, but it's not the end-all be-all answer to opponents in the air. Jump B is her standout jump normal because it reaches really far and has a cross-up hitbox, making it a great jump in. Because of its great hitbox though, there could be some really cursed interactions. The last normal I want to spotlight is her 3C. Generally in Lumina, most characters have either an okay 3C or a great one. Ciel's is definitely one of the better ones, being a solid situational anti-air. With her normals out of the way, let's take a look at her repertoire of special moves. Halo on 236 is the first special move we'll be looking at today, and right off the bat we've got a unique and unconventional tool. Halo is a command jump that puts Ciel in a special airborne state that has a predetermined set of follow-ups. The A version has Ciel jump backwards all the way to the wall. It's relatively fast for how far she can go, making it a great option for creating space fast. On the other hand, the B version moves forward and shines best when used in combos. While Ciel is in the air, she has a couple of follow-ups. Pressing A has Ciel do a dive that is not an attack, but a tricky movement option. Pressing B has Ciel do a similar dive, but this one is an attack. It's integral to her combo game. Pressing C has Ciel do a command grab, but it has such a small range you'll only really connect this if your opponent is sleeping or they're being the most respectable player who has ever graced fighting games. Lastly, there's 214 plus any button, which has Ciel throw keys at a downward angle. This special changes when you're near the wall. Good for controlling space as its timing can be varied. The moon skill version is like the B follow-up, but this one is an overhead and will blow up low shield. The EX version of Halo should look familiar to you because Roa has the exact same move. EX Halo is a full screen invincible reversal and anti-zoning tool. If your opponent doesn't have moon drive, it becomes very risky to try and zone or counter zone Ciel. There's actually a lore reason why they both have the same move, but I'll save that for the lore video. Halo is the Swiss Army knife of special moves, as it's a movement tool, zoning tool, anti-zoning tool, combo tool, overhead, and reversal. What more could you want? I should also mention that there is an air version of Halo that works mostly the same, but with two key differences. The A version is the A Halo follow-up, a dive with no attack. but the B and C versions are completely different. The B version of Air Halo turns into a command grab. With Moon Drive, Ciel can convert into a full combo. The C version of Air Halo is extremely useful as it gives hard knockdown, making it Ciel's go-to metered air combo ender. The Moon skill version of Halo is a great way to get back onto the ground from an air combo. It's particularly useful if you need to kill with Arc Drive and you're currently in an air combo. The air version of Halo gives Ciel even more options to maneuver, open up her opponent, and end combos. The command grab might not be the best in the game, but in my many hours of playing and watching Type Lumina, I can say with certainty that if a Ciel player is on the screen, they will eventually go for it. So be careful not to get scooped. Ciel's somersault is your standard invincible reversal. It's a bit lacking in horizontal range and is slower than your standard invincible reversal, but its input on 2-2 makes it really good at blowing up ambiguous setups and can be the bane of certain characters. The Moon skill version becomes her best anti-air while in Moon Drive since it's jump cancelable, even on whiff, and gains clash frames, although it's not invincible and, of course, is weak to Moon Shield. Moon Shield? And is weak to shield like all Moon skills. The EX version is a straight upgrade, being faster and having better horizontal range while maintaining the invincibility. It's always good to have a metered reversal, as it constantly remains an ace in your sleeve that can turn the tides of the fight in your favor. Blade Thrust is a special which is mainly used as combo filler near the wall because it wall bounces on hit. The Moon skill version is good for plowing through things on the ground, while the EX version can help convert off of stray projectile hits. The EX version of Blade Thrust has a blowback edge version that has to be one of the slowest moves in the game and is almost impossible to land in a real match. When fully charged, it does become unblockable, so maybe you could use it as a knowledge check if your opponent hasn't gotten out of the way by the time your attack activates. I genuinely don't know why she has this, and that makes it funny. Ciel is a character who is known for three things: having an unhealthy obsession with curry, inappropriately standing on top of light fixtures, and spamming projectiles like there's no tomorrow. Like the orbs for Aoko and thunder needles for Roa, Ciel's character-defining special move is the Black Key Throw. 214A throws one black key. You could hold down the A button for an explosive key. The explosive key is mainly used for combos. It's not plus or anything, but it has a lot of hit stun. So if you hit your opponent with a stray one, you could pick up a combo from nearly full screen. 214B also only throws out a single black key, but has access to a couple of follow-ups like a Rekka, but with a projectile instead of a physical attack. The A follow-up throws keys at a head level and is slow, but the B follow-up is lower to the ground and faster. If you press B again, you get the B ender. Ciel will throw one more set of keys, leaving her minus and ending her turn. The A ender is the complete opposite. Ciel jumps forward and throws keys downward. This ender is great because it moves Ciel forward and can leave Ciel plus on block and up close and personal, letting her start a pressure game. If that wasn't good enough, it can be jump cancelled on whiff and block, making it an even scarier pressure tool. The Moon skill version is like a stop sign. Ciel jumps in the air and throws a flurry of keys. The EX version is your go-to damage ender while on the ground and is the key to setting up certain Ogizeme. The party doesn't stop on the ground. Ciel can also throw keys while in the air. 214A again throws a single key like the ground version. This key can do a variety of things. It can be used in combos, it can be used to cover corner escapes, and is even an Oki option, and a quite good one at that. 214B starts her air Rekka sequence, but unlike the ground key throw, this one is straightforward and just throws keys at a downward angle. This sequence is good for squeezing out damage at the end of a combo, or for general zoning. But beware, there is a blind spot with this move, and Ciel is punishable upon landing, so be sure to zone responsibly. The Moon skill version is another great way to control the screen. It's plus on block and can be jump cancelled on block and whiff. The EX version can be used as an air ender, but to be honest, you're better off going for 236C EX Air Halo, as that gives a hard knockdown 100% of the time and lets Ciel set up consistent Oki. Black keys are simple to understand. Take a key, throw it at an opponent. Simple, right? Not quite. Ciel is a character I spent time learning at one point, and I can speak from experience. Using black keys effectively can be hard in a game like Type Lumina. Characters have a lot of movement options, there's Moondrive, and of course, Shield. If you try to sit full screen and throw keys, your opponent can just shield for free resources. As someone once told me while learning Ciel, knowing when keys are and are not a liability is half of playing Ciel. And those are all of Ciel's noteworthy tools. She is definitely a jack of all trades, like the Count of Monte Cristo, but there are a couple of things that make Ciel a better jack. As a whole, I think Ciel's tools are just better, especially her projectile game. She also has a ton of unique movement options that let her control space. The Count of Monte Cristo's frame data is significantly slower than average, which is not something Ciel has to worry about. The only thing Ciel doesn't have is a plus on block EX move. When it comes down to it, Ciel's tools are just better, and I think she gets a little bit of a bias from the developers because she's an original character, and the Count of Monte Cristo is a new character, so I could see them being more apprehensive to give him certain strengths compared to a character that they've developed and had with them since the beginning. I think they transferred Ciel relatively well to Type Lumina, but I can't help but feel she lost some of her identity in the process. Shield doesn't help either, because it changes how Ciel can use her tools and stops certain strategies from being effective. Despite all of that, Type Lumina Ciel is a serious contender and can get results. Just take a look at Evo, for example. Ciel proves you can be a jack of all trades in this game and still be relatively strong. Although, I should make it clear that every character in this game is viable, and some are just more privileged than the rest. Ciel is definitely privileged, but not too privileged compared to her peers. In fact, Ciel isn't even the best Ciel in the game, but that's enough Curry Senpai for today. We can save the war criminal for another time. That's it for this episode of Melty Balance. How do you feel about Ciel? Do you like playing her? Do you not play her? Do you have any opinion at all? Please let me know. And of course, weak or strong, what character should I cover on the series next? Until that time comes, have a great day, and goodbye for now.